Hello, Vanguard families. I'm Jill Katevas, the principal of Modena High School. I just want to thank everyone for tuning into this video. The purpose of the information that I am sharing with you tonight is to let you know about some protocols that we will be implementing for students who return to campus face-to-face and how we can work together to keep our students and campus safe. There's a lot of information in this PowerPoint, and I will not read every slide, but I'm hoping to post this video and PowerPoint onto our website so that you can use it as a reference as needed. First and foremost, it's really important that you do a wellness check at home. It is recommended that you take a temperature for your student and check for any signs of illness. We are depending on our families to assess your child at home. If your child has a fever or is exhibiting any signs of feeling ill, please keep him or her at home. Face coverings. Students and staff are required to wear face coverings while on campus. They are to be required on all school grounds. This includes the library, breezeway, quad, and restrooms. The one exception is during designated areas for eating, which we will go over in a few minutes. Entering campus. There are 4 locations where a student can come onto campus in the morning. This map you'll be able to click on and enlarge, but it's important to know that there are 4 spaces. Fred Kelly, there are 2 spots on each side of the 200 building. There's also a gate by the main office, visitor parking lot, and a walk gate near the staff parking lot at Esplanade and Vine. Our traditional pathway of parent drop-off in front of the 200 and 300 building will be closed. Instead, the parents are asked, or students are asked, to drive their car through the east part of the student parking lot, go alongside the 200 building and tennis courts to drop off students, and then exit the west side of the Fred Kelly student parking lot. This will help traffic flow. Campus wellness checks. The purpose of having the 4 entry points is so that we can monitor students as they come onto campus. We will be looking for signs of students not feeling well, but we will not be doing temperature checks. However, if a student is showing signs of not feeling well, that student will be sent to the health office for further evaluation, which would include a temperature check. Also, it's very important that students come to school prepared. Our goal is for our students to be self-contained by having the materials they will need for the day with them. A few things to note: we want students to avoid using lockers. Instead, bring with them what they will need most. Most importantly, bring their fully charged device with them every day and whatever compatible headphones they may have. We certainly will have some to check out, but if students could bring their own, that would be more beneficial. Our library is currently open from 7:30 to 3 o'clock every day for a student to come get a device if they don't have one that they can bring to school. Also, our drinking fountains will be turned off for obvious reasons, so it's important that your child have water with them if at all possible. We will have water bottle refilling stations and be distributing some water bottles during lunch, but if students need to stay hydrated more throughout the day, they should bring with them what they need. Also, you may want your child to have their own PPE equipment. So if you want them to have hand sanitizers, wipes, or whatnot, you can send them to school with those items as well. This next part of this presentation is a little more confusing, so I'm going to do my very best. I have sent this out in emails before, but what we want is for the safety of all of our students is to start out slow. So the first day of the new term is October 15th, next Thursday. That will be cohort B. So remember, we have divided our students into 2 cohorts. Cohort A is last names with A through K, and cohort B is last names L through Z. And of course, these are for the students who are coming back to campus. So cohort A would meet on Mondays and Tuesdays, and the rest of the days they would be remote. And cohort B would meet on Thursdays and Fridays on campus, and the other days be remote. However, with our staggered start, on Thursday, October 15th, is a cohort B day, but we are asking for that day and that day only for the 9th and 12th graders of cohort B to be on campus and the 10th and 11th graders to still remain remote. On Friday, October 16th, which is still a cohort B day, we're asking grades 10 and 11 to come onto campus and grades 9 and 12 to stay home. We will repeat that process on Monday and Tuesday, the 19th and 20th with cohort A. Monday, grades 9 and 12 only, and then Tuesday, cohort A, grades 10 and 11 only. Wednesday would be our remote day, and then Thursday, October 22nd, cohort B, the entire cohort, would start. The reason why we're doing this, again, is to make sure that our students understand the different protocols and that we can assess our processes and make sure we don't need to make any minor adjustments before we have the entire cohort here on campus. Thank you so much for understanding on that. Our bell schedule is up on our website and there is a link, but the most important thing to know here is that we are going to be offering 2 lunches, and these lunches will be aligned with the students' 4th period class. Half of our students would have lunch before their 4th period class, and the other half would have lunch after their 4th period class. This will allow us to monitor lines and be able to maintain social distancing during our lunch period. So students will need to look and see who their 4th period teacher is to understand, are they part of first lunch cardinal group or second lunch gold group. Please click on the link and it'll be a listing of all the 4th period teachers, and you will know which lunch you have. Even if a student is remote, they will still need to follow the appropriate bell schedule so that they don't miss any instruction from their 4th period teacher. Attendance. Students are required to be in their classes 5 days a week. Parents need to call in an absence if the student can't be here. Students will also be able to participate remotely. So if you keep your child home because they're not feeling well, they can still log into the class remotely. However, they are expected to maintain their attendance as part of their cohort. We will not be changing cohorts or changing what you're doing until December 18th. If you want to change from home to remote or remote to home. If you have a question or you have an emergency or you have a situation, please call us. We're always committed to working with all of our families. It's far easier for us to move a student to remote learning versus the other way around when we've managed the class size. Classroom cleaning and safety. Most of these safety precautions we are taking have already been shared. I do want to point out that all of our indoor spaces will be treated with backshield, which is designed to prevent growth of bacteria and mold, etc. And then between cleanings, I've also included a link to our district's health-driven reopening plan. There is a lot of information in this document for those of you who would like to learn more. Lastly, I want to make sure our students know to follow the directions of their teacher and to report to any adult staff member if they are not feeling well. Restrooms. It is important to note that our staff will be monitoring and sanitizing restrooms throughout the day. I've included some photos to share with you how we are supporting our students maintaining social distance while in the restroom. There are stickers on the floor that are 6 feet apart so students know how and when to line up. It's expected that our students will use the facility, wash their hands, and leave. This is not a place to hang out, do our makeup, etc. Thank you. Lunch break and expectations. We have designated eating areas where students, of course, would have their masks off, and they will be sure to be 6 feet apart. There are also designated non-eating areas where students will maintain social distancing but keep their masks on. Both of these areas will be supervised by our staff. What if? There's been a lot of questions about whether or not we have a suspected case or a positive case of COVID. I want to share with all of you that the Orange County Health Agency works very closely with all the schools, and we have established a protocol if there is a suspected or an actual positive case. In either instance, the family will work with our nurse to determine next steps and what is needed to have their child cleared to return to campus. Additionally, we will work with the Orange County Health Agency to do any contact tracing and notify appropriate families what to do if their child has been exposed to the virus. It is important to note that all of these guidelines that we've put in place are there to minimize exposure. Please help us by reminding your child to follow all of the safety guidelines. Student departure. Please note that students who do not have a 6-period class will receive an early release sticker for their ID card that allows them to leave after their 4th period class. Athletes who have their sports 6th period will also receive a sticker that will allow them to leave campus after 4th period, since their actual practice times may vary. So please make sure that you are aware of whether or not your student has a short day and where they will be. Final notes. Our students need to take responsibility for their personal health as well. We will have staff and signage to remind them. However, please set your own expectations. Also, social emotional issues are definitely hitting many of our students during this challenging time. We have a very dedicated counseling team who have posted on their webpage resources to help our students and family. I have put the link here for you and encourage you to use it if you have any concerns with your child. And again, the important things is for your children to wear a mask, practice social distancing, wash their hands frequently, be mindful of the flow of traffic, stay home if they are exhibiting any signs of an illness, and immediately report to any staff member if they are feeling ill. Thank you so much, Vanguards. I appreciate your taking the time to watch this video. I know that this is a lot of information that's been coming your way throughout this entire process. However, I am confident that if we work together to follow all of these guidelines, we can have a safe phase 2 reopening for all of our students and staff. We've missed our students and we are really looking forward to having them return. Thank you again and have a great day.